Hi, I'm Nick Shell, and if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you have just recently watched me perform my newest song, Nostalgic for the Present, and if you haven't, you're welcome to look at the video in the description there, and it'll take you right there where you can hear my newest song, Nostalgic for the Present. I always like to make a video to explain why I wrote each song that I've written. This one in particular, where I'm at in my life, actually 6 months from right now, I'll be turning 40. As you get older, I think especially as a man, your perspective on life changes. You learn to focus on what actually matters and not on what doesn't. You assign your emotions accordingly. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't deserve emotions. If it does matter, then it deserves those emotions. And so this is a song where I'm sorting that out. I wrote a song earlier this year about my son and about how with him growing up, it's hard for me, but he's almost 10, and I look back to all the times we had when he was really young, and we'll never get those days back. And I was thinking, as painful as that feeling is of nostalgia, yearning, aching for the past, what if you actually are aching for the present? What if you're already here living it, and you're truly in the moment and appreciating that? So for example, some movies that would kind of inspire this thought. There's a movie called About Time that's on Netflix. My wife and I have seen it many times, but the premise of the movie is he learns he can travel back in time. And he starts going back and reliving each day with the knowledge of what he could have done better. So then the second time around, the day is better. Well, eventually he realizes he can learn to appreciate more in the moment how to react and how to act and how to be less about himself and more about others. So it gets to the point where he doesn't really travel back in time much anymore because he doesn't need to. He's learned to truly live in the moment. And there's other movies too, like Scrooged, as I would know it from my generation, but A Christmas Carol, go back in time, look at all the mistakes you made in your life. How could you go back and relive it? We could even look at Avengers Endgame, specifically Captain America. That was one of my favorite parts of that movie, which, spoiler alert, where he's able to go back into his own time that he was originally from and live out the life that he didn't get to, and sort of the sacrifice he made in doing that. I think that's very fascinating. So I thought, what if I started living my life in a way that I can feel like I am living the best version I can and taking advantage of every moment and knowing that I'll never have it again. What if I can live that way? And at the same time, as a family, we were watching a show on Netflix called Down to Earth with Zac Efron. And the voiceover, he said in one of the episodes, said, "Life is a gift and time is all we have." So I wrote that down. I like that. That's good. I want to use that. So combined all those thoughts together and came up with this song. So it starts out with the chorus, "Life is a gift and time is all we have. I'm nostalgic for the present like it's the past. These days feel so long, but the years go by so fast. I'm nostalgic for the present like it's the past." And then moving on to the first verse, which basically explains what I just said. "It's like I'm in a movie where I get to the end, then I get to live my life again. By the second time around, I've got it all figured out, how to make each moment count." And then lastly, the second verse, "If time is a currency, then the dollar is down." In other words, with inflation, if time was our currency, then in theory, that dollar is not worth as much as it used to be because now it's already been spent. So I'm saying I can never buy back what is sold. In other words, those moments that I've lived with my family and those around me. I've lived a good life and I've got more to go. I'll die trying to hold on. And I think that last line in the song is probably one of the most revealing because, in reality, in theory, I've lived half my life now, I'm 6 months away from turning 40, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I think before, like 20 years ago, I was in a situation where I thought, okay, well, when I die, it's great. I'm going to heaven, that's it. But I don't feel that way anymore. I don't see it that way anymore. I feel so responsible to actively live and proactively live the rest of my life with the people in my family. How can I help other people? Not just my family, but how can I live my life in a way to serve others while working a normal job and doing dishes and all these other things? But what are those moments I would otherwise be missing? And it's also me coming to terms with, again, I can't get these moments back. I can only have one chance to live them, especially with my kids specifically. So that last line, I'll die trying to hold on. Maybe I'll eventually get there. Maybe I'll be okay with, okay, I'm ready to go on now. But no, I feel that in somewhat of a midlife crisis that I have been kind of going through the last couple of years. As far as Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid, I'm at the top. It's this self-actualization. And so now I have more time and energy to focus again on what actually matters and what doesn't. So that's my song. That's the inspiration. Again, if you haven't actually heard the song, making it really easy for you, all you have to do is click this link right here and you can check it out. Thanks for watching.